Our expert and friend in elder law, Gary Price, joins us today to tell us, we've seen the book many times, but today he's going to tell us the story behind what inspired him to write Medicaid in Indiana, The Secrets to Protecting Your Family's Assets. Good morning.
Well, good morning.
It's always good to see you, and I understand we might hear a brand new doggie barking in the background.
Yeah, or the older dog barking at complaining to the brand new dog.
Well, that's one of the fun things about doing these Skypes from home. It's just sort of organic. Well, Gary, let's talk. We have talked about the contents of the book many times, but I'm not sure we've ever heard the story of what inspired you to write it.
You know, people come in to see me for the first time, certainly for the first time, they always ask, after we talk about the Medicaid application process, and after we talk about, the questions they have related to Medicaid, and after we talk about some of the misconceptions they have about Medicaid, we talk about those things every time, but they always respond at the end. Do you have anything like notes that I can look over to remind me what we just talked about? And that's what inspired me to write the book in the first place, was because for the longest time I said, no, I didn't. We got to take good notes while we're talking today. But now I can say, yes, I do. We have this book, and the book covers just that. It talks about the Medicaid application process. It talks about it responds to the most asked questions. And it also, people come in with misconceptions. And we've talked about that before, Angie. Those misconceptions can be pretty scary. And luckily, they're false in most cases. And the book talks about the most popular misconceptions that come into my office as well.
Well, Chris, I've had many opportunity to walk through these pages with you, and I think it's fascinating. But when you wrote this, who did you have in mind? Who was your target audience?
There are really, the primary target audience would be the people who are in a crisis mode, those who see Medicaid in their immediate future, those who see the need for Medicaid in their immediate future, which means those who may be going into a long-term care facility soon, or those who may be requiring in-home Medicaid services very soon. So that was the primary audience. But I also talked to those people who are concerned about the future, but Medicaid isn't in their immediate future. So there's discussion for those folks as well.
Gary, let our audience know how they can get their hands on a copy of this book, because it is a great guide, and it's very, I think, reader-friendly. It's very accessible information. Well,
thank you. I tried to make it reader-friendly and try to avoid some of the legalese.
Yeah.
So we tried to do that. But anyway, if you want a copy of the book, all you got to do is give my office a phone call, 812-479-8721. We'll get your mailing information. We'll send you out a book, of course, no charge.
And Gary, is this the same number to call if we need to make an appointment with you to talk about these things?
Inside the book, there's a coupon that says a free consultation. So the book talks to you generally, but the free consultation, we can talk to you specifically about your situation. And yes, you call the same number and you can schedule a time for that free consultation.
It's always good to see you, Gary Price. There's the little coupon he's talking about right there inside the cover of the book. Thank you so much, Gary.
All right. Thank you. Good to talk to you again.
You too. Well, let's check in with Ron Rhodes, see what he's got to say for himself.